Everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you late at night from, yes, downtown Manila. And let me just have a little sip here, because my throat's getting a bit strange. What a bad case of the flu, guys. But I've got a wonderful guest today, and he's got a very, very, very interesting story. And let me tell you about it. It's going to help a lot of people, kind of revolutionize the whole game. His name is Billy Holder. And Billy is CEO and founder of Project Aidra, LLC, and his industries is PropTech / Facility Management. In this industry, he's been involved in about 30 years, 28 years working out what to do and doing it, and then 2 years in the techie side, which he's going to tell you about shortly, right? And Project Aidra is an AI-powered platform that transforms how inspections, conditions, assessments are performed on homes, rooftops, all different things, different types of industry. We'll tell you about that, enabling owners, operators, builders, and tenders to reduce inspection times by up to 85%, guys, proven, up 85%. Imagine the time saving for the industry. It's going to be huge. By automating the process of analysing video walkthroughs to produce details, consistent and accurate reports, right? His key achievements or projects, you'll understand for those who are in the industry, IFMA certified facility manager, successfully launched Project Aidra version 1 in April 2025 after extensive development as a non-techie founder. There's a backdoor way of saying he outsourced everything and let the big boys put it all together for him, and now he's got it where he wants it to be. Personal motto or philosophy: I strive to lead with integrity, foster innovation, and create lasting value for my family, my team, the communities I serve, and leave a legacy. Interesting fact, I completed the Unbound Gravel 200 twice, a 200-mile, imagine guys, 200-mile off-road cycling event. This guy's a bit mad, but let me introduce him. It's Billy Holder. How are you, Billy?
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having me. I'm doing well. Thank you.
No trouble. It's my pleasure. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path and put all this together for people to help people. Where did that come about?
Yeah, so about 30 years ago, I picked up a hammer and decided I wanted to be a carpenter.
Right.
And along that path led me here. So from being the build-up guy and the board toter out in the slab to being in the C-suite has been quite the journey. I transitioned from builder to maintenance guy, and then from maintenance guy to supervisor in the higher education world, where I really started learning about facility management and what it means and building that network and connections of people and education. And then I moved from a supervisor role, managing a team of highly skilled, trained carpenters and painters, into an actual facility manager role over the campus recreation center at Georgia Tech in Atlanta, Georgia. That gave me a whole new look on facility management, and it really opened my eyes to a lot of things. After about 3 years in that role, I was offered an opportunity to leave higher education. Now, I had been in higher education for 17 years.
Yep.
I was over halfway to retirement. Why would I leave? Well, the opportunity came along. I guess some people would say they made me an offer I couldn't refuse, right?
Yep.
And I left higher education to go into corporate integrated facilities management. And if anybody listening knows what that is, you know what kind of a mind shift that takes. I became one of two that were a site lead at a major technology company. And working there really reshaped my whole thought process on how things could be done in facility management. And after a short stay at that company, I went back to higher education to start implementing some of those things that I had learned.
Awesome.
And that's how I made it from the slab to the C-suite. Here I am running my own company.
What's the most challenging aspect of your work, and how have you overcome that?
Well, I think challenges for me as being a non-technical founder, like you mentioned in my intro, I'm not a technical mind. I'm a builder. I'm a construction guy. I swung a hammer most of my life, right? So for me, making that mind shift and overcoming some of those unique obstacles. Luckily, I have a really good team around me that understands the technology and the technical process. The other thing that I've learned is that building is building. It doesn't matter if you're building a house or you're building a piece of software, they rely on the same thing, a strong foundation. And I understand the processes of building, and that has really helped relate to the software world and how I've been able to adapt to those challenges and be successful.
Yeah, at this stage, for the layman out there, what does your product do, Billy? We had a good chat earlier, you and I. We know what it does now, but tell the layman out there, what does your product do?
Yeah, sure. So Project Aidra is a software platform that allows a user to use any image capturing device, be that a drone, a tablet, a smartphone with a camera, or a CCTV. Think about your Nest cams in your or your security cameras in your facilities, right? To take that video, input it into our system, and within a matter of minutes, the system returns a full inspection report, highlighting deficiencies, highlighting the conditions of the area around. So if there's a hole in the wall or a stain on the carpet or a toilet's not flushing, the report will tell you that. Also, it gives you a cost estimation for repairs and a list of potential vendors that you might need to contact.
Yeah. So the person using this would be someone like, say I'm a buyer's agent and I go out and look at houses for other people. I could incorporate that, because as you said, I'll turn my taps on to see whether there's any rust and that the taps are working. I'll flush the toilet. I'll turn the shower to, I've got to check the water pressure. These are things I've got to look at, and I can videotape it at the same time. And that'll come back with a report about all this. Tell me, typically beforehand, it might take me an hour to do the video, say, proper walkthrough. Typically, how long would it take you from go to woe with the walkthrough and the report back in the day before your software? How long would it take you?
So somewhere, let's use some strong parameters. Let's say a 1,500 square foot, 3-bedroom house. If you're a buyer's agent like that, typically an hour walk through, you're recording, making notes, taking pictures. That maybe takes an hour.
Yeah.
Right. And then you get back to the office or your home office and you have to put all that stuff into the report. That's another 2 to 4 hours. So let's just say 4 hours.
Yeah.
On average. Yeah. And there's some industry measurements that say on average 4 hours. And then with our software, all of that's done in under an hour.
Very amazing. And just print it out and put my name on it and take the credit.
There you go. Yeah, you can white label it, put your own logo on it, and have your own report.
Unbelievable. What an awesome service. Right. Tell us an important moment in your career that changed the direction in which you were going. You were swinging the hammer, and then what happened?
So, yeah, I think there were several key moments throughout my career that led to where we are now. And I don't think any of them exist in a vacuum, right? So there was this major event in 2005 called Hurricane Katrina that completely obliterated coastal New Orleans and the coastal Gulf Coast of the United States. I was a victim of that. And it gave me an opportunity that a lot of people don't get. And that's to start their life over with absolutely zero possessions. Yeah, wow. So I relocated to Atlanta.
Clean slate in the true sense of the word.
Exactly. So I relocated to Atlanta, and that's really where the transformation began, because that's where I got into maintenance work at Georgia State, and then I moved to Georgia Tech, right? And all of these things happened.
Unbelievable.
And then there was another big moment when one of the people who championed me in my local network of professionals introduced me to the person who would then hire me for that job at the technology company.
Wow.
Right. And if it weren't for that champion introducing me to this person, that introduction and that handshake made it possible for me to create Project Aidra and give people time back.
Unbelievable. Sliding doors moment, eh?
Yeah, it really is.
Literally, yeah. In your opinion, what are the key qualities or skills that have helped contribute to your success over the years?
I think the biggest things is being able to build relationships that last.
Yeah.
Right. I just talked about the champion, right? Relationships, your network is your net worth. It really is.
Your camera has gone blurry for some reason, Billy. Why?
Probably because I moved.
It went blurry. You're coming back. There you go. You're back. That's fantastic. Right.
You want to start that one over?
No, we'll try and cut it out. You'll be right. So important moment in your career. Where were we? Your skills, and we talked about your skills and you contribute to your success.
Yep. Qualities.
Yeah. Determination was obviously one of them.
Yep. Determination and scrappiness, right? To just fight through the failures and get to where we're going. And that leads to adaptation. So my ability to
the other one you've got in spades is integrity, like you said here. Integrity, you got that in spades, my friend. So that's part of it, guys. You haven't got integrity, you got nothing, guys. You're born with integrity. It's up to you to lose it, right? Tell me, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field like you've been doing?
Wow, it's hard to stay motivated sometimes, right? Especially when things don't work right, when you have hang-ups and failures. But
you learn
what's important for me, and what keeps me going, is that when we see the success of our clients out there in the world and they're saving that time and they're able to redeploy that human capital back into their organization to strategic initiatives, and just it's so rewarding to see that and hear those stories. That's what keeps me going, knowing that there's a client out there that needs us and we're going to solve this problem for them. Because again, it's not about me. It's about solving a problem for someone else.
On that theme, tell us about a recent project or achievement you're particularly proud of, Billy.
Oh wow, there was several things recently. I mean, having launched the whole product, that's a proud moment. But one that really stands out to me is a case study that we recently did at a college down in Florida. And what this case study involved was a measure of time, just like we were talking about before, right? Yeah. Of how long it would take someone to use our product versus how long it would take someone to do this manual process.
Manually, yep.
And what they found was that our process was 50% faster in the data collection process and 90% faster in completing the report. And this just majorly validated for us what we had been able to show again and again and again in internal testing.
Yeah, right? It's interesting too.
Our product.
It's something I just thought of. You know, quite often I've seen this in real life. Quite often the human eye doesn't even see things. The camera sees things the human eye doesn't. It's like when you get photographs back and you see things, you go, wow, you know, and you're shocked that it's there.
Yeah. You know, another part, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because another thing about our software is people will tell you, oh, AI is not biased. Yeah, AI is biased. And so we have trained it not to talk about being biased. What we like to talk about is subjectivity. If you and I were to walk through the same house and do the same inspection, we would get two different inspection reports, Jeff. Why is that? That's because we're looking with two different sets of eyes. But when we run the software through that report, every time it's going to see the same things. It's going to tell you the same things in the same ways. Why? Because it either is or it is not. Yeah. There's no human subjectivity built into that camera lens.
Yeah.
And so you're getting a consistent report every single time.
Yeah, I get it. Because you got you know, some guy's a bit lazy who just skips through the house and shortcuts it and puts down what he thinks you want to hear. Because like a building report, right? He puts what you want to hear just so you'll do the job, so he'll get paid or whatever, you know. So then there's the truth, which is what the as they say in life, the camera doesn't lie. Right.
That is so true. Yeah. It's going to tell you exactly what it sees, and then you can add your own voice notes to it as well. We're not taking your experience out of the equation.
Yeah, I like that. You know, tell me, you told us about a recent project. From your point of view, what advice would you give an aspiring Billy of 20 years of age, aspiring to follow in your footsteps? What would you tell him?
Oh boy, if I could go back in time and tell myself what to do, I'd give myself the lottery numbers. But in reality, I would tell someone, blaze your own path. Don't follow in my footsteps and make my mistakes. Blaze your own path and make your own mistakes. And when you fail, don't let that stop you. Learn from that failure, right? You have to learn from that failure.
Absolutely.
the greatest teacher we will ever have is failure.
That's right. You learn how not to do it, and you improve from there if you're smart. And
Exactly.
I'd also say, if you want to be in that field, get a mentor. Reach out to people like Billy, who've been in the building game for a long time, and ask a few questions. Reach out to me. If you want to know marketing, reach out to me. Reach out to people, who have been there and done it, and get some advice, and you can shave 5 and 10 years off the journey. And if you listen carefully, Billy told you about an aha moment where 2 people each side of him got introduced, and then the rest is history. So, it's about who you know and the right timing. Everything's about timing, guys, and life, right? If you see the opportunities. Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future, Billy?
So we have different goals, right? I have personal goals and we have business goals. For the business, we have about 20 verticals that we would like to get into, diversifying the product. We are testing all of these different verticals right now, trying to find a product market fit for them. And we're working on some really cool new technologies as well to introduce in the future. So that's some business goals. Personal goals. My wife and I have set a goal for 2 years from now to be living on the beach. So getting out of the city and going to the beach. And that's one of our big goals, and that's what we're working towards right now.
Yeah, I can tell you a story about that. Anyway, tell our listeners, what's the best way to reach out and find out more about your amazing product for people in other countries and people that want to talk to you and possibly help you develop the product even further? What's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, if you want to reach out and find out more about Project Aidra, you can go to projectaidra.net and on the web. You can also send us an email at reports@projectaidra.net. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm out there just telling the world how it is. You can search for me, Billy Holder, or search for Project Aidra. You can find me either way. We have a company page and my personal page. We also have a YouTube channel where you can see some of the videos and learn more about how it works.
Wow, pretty cool. Before we wrap it up, Billy, tell us the fun fact about yourself that most people don't know.
Fun fact, other than riding a 200-mile bike race a couple times and trying to get that done. Fun fact, I'm a huge soccer fan in the United States. I love soccer, and I'm cheering my team on in MLS, even though they're not doing so great this year. So we go to all the games. We watch them. It reminds me of growing up as a kid and watching sports teams that weren't doing so well. So big sports fan, love soccer.
So you're talking like World Cup type. You love the World Cup, that type of stuff as well?
Well, we're hosting the World Cup in a couple of years. So we're going to have, I think, 3 or 4 matches here in Atlanta for World Cup group play here. And so we're hosting some of that. Yeah, I like World Cup, but I also love the MLS and some of the global leagues, some of the European leagues I try to keep up with as well.
Yeah, fair enough. So you love your sport. All right. You've been an awesome guest, Billy. And guys, if you want your 15 minutes of fame, think about this. A TV commercial in your state is going to set you back about $30,000, and probably they're going to get up and make a burger, grab a beer, or go to the toilet, right? And they miss the whole thing completely. And don't worry, 10 radio spots are going to set you back between $3,000 and $5,000. And what's going to happen, as promised, they're going to play them, but probably at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when no one's listening. But guys, come on 15 minutes of fame, and we'll put you across every social media platform known to man and put you potentially in front of hundreds of prospects, and you'll get you to do the same things like Billy will. He'll put this out there and you'll see it, and you'll be able to have all of his links there, and you'll be able to contact him effortlessly, and then the rest is history. So once again, Billy, thanks for being on the show today, my friend. It's been awesome.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Jeff, and I look forward to chatting again in the future.